Hi guys and welcome back. So this is the second video in the Kalimba tutorial series. So today we are going to talk about two different ways of playing the Kalimba and how you can write the notation down and how you can read the notation for different tunes that you'd like to play. So the first thing we're going to talk about is playing chords on your Kalimba. So if I turn my Kalimba round so that you can see it, any three notes that are next to each other are actually in a chord. So you've got the first, the third and the fifth because of the alternating sides. And the first, the third and the fifth is actually the triad, which is the basis of any chord. If you want to make a seventh chord, which are also very popular in a lot of pop and rock music, you would simply do the first, the third, the fifth and the seventh. So you can play the chord in a simple linear fashion, just like that. Or you can stroke the keys going from left to right or right to left and play them all at the same time, more or less. Or you can pick out a different pattern. So I quite like to do things like this. So for example, for G7, I like to start on the G, return to the G and then jump up to the seventh. It's how you play it and which particular pattern you use is just personal preference. So any song that you would normally play on, say, the ukulele or the guitar or the piano that has chords, you can look up on ultimateguitar.com or uketabs.com, or you can just type in the name of the song and the artist and then the word chords into Google, and then you'll come up with the lyrics with the chords above the top where the chords change. So you then have to work out how many bars of each chord you've got to do until you get to that word in the lyrics, and then it's when you're going to change chord to the next bar of the next chord. Sometimes you'd have half a bar of one chord and half a bar of another chord. You've just got to play that by ear when you see the music written down like that. But that's the most common form for music to be written down because it works so well with a multitude of different instruments that play basic chords to be sung over the top of. So that's one way of playing the Kalimba. So you can play along with a guitar, with a ukulele, with anyone else that's doing chords, and you can do the chords, provided that the chords for the song that you're playing are all diatonic and don't contain any chromatic notes. So things that are in the key of C, some things that are in the key of G, or that are in the Mixolydian mode, modes being an alternative to scales, often favoured by blues or the Beatles, then you can often get away with doing those in G as well. Sometimes F major is also possible to be played on a C Kalimba. So often on the sites where you find the chords and the lyrics, you can transpose up or down a semitone until you get the key to where you want it to be. So if you find a song that you really like but it's in a different key signature and you want to change that to B and C so that you can play it on the Kalimba, you can usually transpose it up or down to get it there. The second way of playing the Kalimba is to actually pick out a melody. So that could be the actual melody line as you would sing for the songs that you know, or it could be a harmony line, so maybe a third or a fifth above or below what's normally the melody line. So particularly if you're playing in groups, you might have a higher and a lower harmony to the main melody line. So if you remember back to when we did our C chord on the Kalimba and we did the first, the third and the fifth notes, if you wanted to go up a fifth, you'd start on the fifth note instead of the C. So with any of the chords that you're doing, if you find the note that you want to do and then you go up 3 to the side of that note, then you will find your fifth above, and if you go 3 down then you'll find your fifth below. Once you get down to the peak in the middle, then you can't go up the other side. So you can only go down as far as the bottom C, and you can only go up as far as the top E, which is on this side. So looking at the notes on your kalimba, you've actually got multiple octaves going on here. So if you've got stickers that came with your kalimba that you can stick on, you might put them along the bottom or you might put them along the top. They might already be engraved or stuck onto the tines of your kalimba. Then some of those might have dots over the top. So if it's got no dots, it's the lowest octave. If it's got one dot, it's 1 octave higher, and if it's got 2 dots, it's 2 octaves higher. So it doesn't have a full 3 octaves this, it's more like 2.5 octaves that it does have, because it's only got 3 notes into that 3rd octave, because you've only got 17 tines and each octave is 7 notes. So you've got 7 plus 7, which is 14, and then you've got this leftover 3 notes, which takes you to the full 17. So you've got 2 octaves and 3 notes into the 3rd octave. To get you going with your kalimba, now that you've mastered doing chords and doing a melody, I suggest you watch video number 3, which will teach you how to play your first song, which is Country Roads by John Denver. If you've enjoyed this video, please do remember to give it a thumbs up, it really does help, and hit that subscribe button for more videos on how to play the kalimba and the ukulele. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.